Hi, thank you. My name is Brad Lynch, your mortgage, also known as your mortgage guy for life. I'm a divorce mortgage specialist. In addition, I've handled the financing for Texas families for the past 12 years, whether it be their purchasing of a home or refinancing a home. For this video, I'm going to take on the topic of divorce and the home. I'm going to share the three most commonly asked questions regarding divorce and your home, and I'll answer those questions for you. I wanted to put this together quickly here, so I've got some notes here, so you may see me look down. But I've been doing these dealing with divorce mortgage for quite a while, and I think this is some good information for you. Um, if you're divorcing and there's a home involved, you may have some questions surrounding the home. First question that I'll answer in a minute: you want to keep the home? What do you need to keep in mind? Second question, your spouse is entitled to a share of the equity in the home. How is this handled? And third, what if I am the one leaving the home? How does that proceed from there? So, the basically, on the first question, you want to keep the home, and what do you need to keep in mind? Basically, and I'm not going to expand on this because this isn't something that most people want to know about, but you need to know about it is you're taking a two-person income, holding up a household, paying for insurance, taxes, and everything, and then after divorce, if you're keeping the house, now you're looking at taking on all those costs by yourself, including maintenance, and that can be a roof that goes bad, or air conditioner that you have to replace or fix, plumbing. All those things need to be taken into account, and it's going to be quite a bit different. So be prepared for that, especially if all of a sudden you're keeping the house and having to pay child support. So run those numbers, and if you ever want to do that with someone who's done this, you can give me a shout, and I'll go over those with you as well. My office number is 972-537-0665. If you don't reach me there, you can always call my cell at 469-450-2723. Now, the other question, now we're getting more of the meat and potatoes of this video. Your spouse is entitled to a share of the equity in the house. How is this handled? Okay. Texas is a common law state. And when you're in a common law state, many times, and I'm not a practicing attorney, and I don't claim to be, but my understanding from the loan officer's point of view is that lots of times, even if both people weren't put on title upon purchasing the home, if you both lived in it while you're married and it was your homestead, both have equal rights to that equity. So in the divorce decree, which is what you'll be writing up with your ex-spouse, or you'll be negotiating between the attorneys with you and your ex-spouse, in that divorce decree, you'll write out the specifics of who's going to be responsible for what financial which financial responsibilities one person is going to pay and the other one's going to pay, things that are going to be on your credit reports and all that, typically like your car payments and credit cards. So nonetheless, one of the other most important parts of that is the equity in the home. If one person is leaving, if you're keeping the house and you have the cash to pay the leaving spouse the equity, then you can do that way. What's going to happen is typically there's going to be a third-party, non-biased appraiser that's going to appraise the house. So if you take what the appraised value is of the house, take the mortgage loan, and find the difference of those two numbers is going to be the equity. And then you'll go in and specifically detail out how that equity is paid out. It doesn't have to be 50%. It can be negotiated. One partner may want to take on the car expense and then give away more, or take on more of the equity or whatever else, but it's negotiated in that decree. If you have the cash and you're staying home, you can pay it. The problem is many times people don't either have the cash and don't want to use it, or they don't have the cash to pay the leaving spouse their portion of the equity, which is kind of buying out your leaving spouse. In that situation, you can go out and you can get an Owelty lien, and in the divorce decree, you would just say that upon the finalizing of the divorce, in the decree, you have so many days of which the person keeping the home needs to sell the house or pay them off in the form of an Owelty. I handle Owelties. If you want to look it up online, you can Google the term Owelty or Texas Owelty, or Brad Lynch Owelty, and I've got a whole a whole bit of information on that. You can go to yourmortgageguyforlife.com and also get it. It's all over my website. But that's going to be the best way to do it. Make sure that you don't let a lender just throw you right into a Texas cash out program for that, because that's not the right program for this as your first option. There may be some reason that you can't do an Owelty, but a lot of lenders aren't comfortable with them. They just don't know the ins and outs of them. And lots of times they will say that no, they can't do them or you can't do them. Get a second opinion and call me. I do them all the time. The third question I'd like to go over. At some point, you will likely want your spouse keeping the home to sell it or refinance it to get your name off. And this is regarding the third question, which is, what if I am the one leaving the home? If you're the one leaving the home and you happen to be on the loan of the current home, so you're leaving the home, you let your spouse keep it, but y'all both are on the loan, which means it's showing up on your credit report. And if he misses payments down the road, it's going to show up on your credit report, regardless of what the divorce decree says, because they do not submit the divorce decree to the lending establishment for this. So your name doesn't come off of that. So if you're leaving the home and you're not, and he's not selling the home or she's not selling the home, you would ask that he refinance the home and get your name off of it, which means you would sign over the rights. But again, you don't want to sign over the rights unless you've been paid out your equity or whatever else y'all have negotiated. Quick claim deed is not typically the way to go. That would be your last option if you were going to do that, if someone's talked to you about that already. Nothing else comes to mind right now. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to call me. You can find all of my information on my personal mortgage blog at yourmortgageguyforlife.com. And that's your, Y-O-U-R, mortgage, M-O-R-T-G-A-G-E, guy, G-U-Y, for, F-O-R, life, L-I-F-E.com. And you can go to my contact page, and if you needed to apply online, if you were at that point in the process, you can. Otherwise, feel free to call me and ask questions. There's no obligation. I do 100% of my business comes from referrals or from people that call me about my websites and videos. So I've got plenty of time. I don't push anybody into anything. So I look forward to talking with you, and you have a good day.